as a kid, the idea of Dracula floating around, it was not as scary because it's like, oh, there's one guy. It's just one monster. And he's probably in Europe.
Taika first got people's attention with his debut feature, Eagle vs. Shark, which he made with his frequent collaborator and friend, Jermaine Clement, one half of Flight of the Conchords. He went on to make films like Boy, a very personal story that explored his childhood in New Zealand, and the beloved genre mockumentary, What We Do in the Shadows, all of which led Marvel to hire him to make Thor Ragnarok.
We had such a great time hanging at his house, chatting about his beginnings in New Zealand and the unexpected path to filmmaking that he found himself on.
And if you like what you hear today, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen so that you never miss an episode.
This is Visitations
With Elijah Wood
and Daniel Noah. And now, Taika Waititi.
That guy looked like Taika for a second. Right there.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, whoa, wait. We start seeing Taika everywhere.
I do see Taika everywhere.
Was I supposed to make a right? I was not paying attention. Cool.
What's that? That's not a real street.
Wow, it's really pretty in here.
So pretty. This is it. This is the little secret pocket.
Oh, my God. I don't know if that works.
I heard it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hello?
Who's this?
Oh, man.
Hello.
I forgot that this was today.
That is such a surprise. What's up, man? How you doing? Good. We were just saying
What up,
that
dude? How are you?
this
see
looks
you,
like
too.
art department from a 60s
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
With like what will doorbells be in 2019? Yeah.
Did I see the doorbell?
It works.
Oh, it works.
Yeah. It works.
That's what I hear sometimes. Welcome, you guys. We're going to go downstairs here.
All right.
Follow me.
Dude, what a cool house.
This is great.
Oh, this place.
Whoa, you've got a sunken living room.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is where we have our key parties.
We were remembering just kind of like going through how we know you and realizing that you've been this sort of, I don't know what the right word is, like angel phantom figure in our narrative since the very beginning. Oh, right. Do you remember all this?
No.
So Josh and I met Elijah on Mothership, that Alien movie that you were attached to direct for 5 minutes.
Yes.
With Elijah and Kristen Wiig,
Yes,
that Sam
that's right.
Rockwell
Yeah.
were going to do, that I wrote. And then Josh was originally going to direct it, but they were like, we can't raise the money. We need a more established director. And then you came on. And then they couldn't pull it together.
Yeah.
And then that was part of what led us to go like, maybe we should try producing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
right.
then, among other things.
Yeah.
And then a big part of that for us was like a kind of back to the basics. Like, let's just like grab onto like people that we're friends with and trust and just kind of like do our thing on a smaller scale, which I remember you talking about.
Yeah.
When you were like, I'm going to bounce back home and just make this little movie with my friends.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, you're like baked into like our history. And,
Right,
which was,
yeah.
And that we were realizing was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy
that
shit.
That was like late
Yeah,
2008,
2009.
2009.
That's what, and
Yeah.
it's interesting that the more people I meet here, the more that feels like their narrative as well. So that I think it's those collectives of people who just realize, it's easier just to work with your friends,
Yeah.
and work with people you trust, and to not have to like navigate these weird new relationships where you're like, actually, this person's a sociopath. Now I've just found that this egomaniac is actually like doesn't care about this thing at all.
Yeah.
Which is why I keep gravitating back towards like working with Jermaine or working with the people that I've done things with a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's just easier, and there's a shorthand, and there's like a way of.
You don't have to convince anybody.
You don't have to convince anyone, and even directing people, it's just. You could just say, that was a bit shit, let's just do it again. And without everything, like, do you want to talk about your backstory and like, and like how your character was like molested this morning? And like, it's like, nah, I just like, just say it, just got that or that. And then you get straight to the point. Because, you trust each other that you got each other's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you meet Jermaine?
We met at university in the library. We didn't meet in the library, but we met auditioning for, we call it like the Capping Review, which is like a university sort of sketch show, theatre show that people will go to or people don't go to. And I was waiting to do this audition. It was after my classes, and so I was hanging out in the library, and he was there. I remember seeing him across the library, and we both tell the story like from our own POV, which is that we didn't like each other from first sight. Really? we both like clocked each other in the library, and my story about him is that he was wearing like a Polynesian, like a tapa cloth style shirt, which is like a real Samoan thing. And I was looking at him, I was like, this motherfucker's not Samoan. What's he doing? Wearing one of these shirts. God, I bet he's one of these particular type of people. And I was like, instantly just like, ugh, what a wanker. And then his story, and I don't remember this, but his story that I remember the hat is that I was wearing like a Rastafarian like beanie, and he was like, this motherfucker's not fucking Jamaican. Look at him wearing this Rastafarian hat.
Appropriating
We were both appropriating other cultures. We were both hating on each other for doing that.
Well, and what was economically, what was your life like as a child?
Yeah,
Well, I came from a very poor village, like I'd say village. When people hear the word village, they imagine like
Your bone through your nose.
Papua New Guinea or something. But no, it was a fishing town. It's basically a village because it's probably only a few hundred people in this sort of concentrated area where I grew up, and most people are related in the area as well, so it's like a very sort of tight family community. So I grew up between there and Wellington with my mum, and so she was a solid mum who was holding down, 3 jobs at a time, and so I didn't have, so it was like we were very, between both of those upbringings, I was often, wasn't always thinking about money, but I was like, oh man, shit's got to be better than this. So, and at that time as well, it was like Robin Leach was on the TV going, like with Lifestyles of Famous. Yeah. Welcome to Magic Johnson's house. With a circular waterbed and mirrors on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And free bathrooms. And if you want to live like this, it's going to set you back a cool $450,000.
At the time, yeah.
At the time, it was
That'd
like...
be fucking interesting to watch that show now.
I know. If you watch those, you see all those houses are for sale, and they are shit.
Right.
Right. You think about like what they were doing back then. Like,
champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man.
Yeah. So we would watch that stuff and watch stuff from America and stuff and be like, oh my God, that's the dream, man. That's the dream. That's the end game. It's to like not live in a mansion with circular waterbed, but that kind of stuff. Like in the 80s, the big dream was to have like a microwave or something. So like these filmmakers who ran around with a Super 8 camera when they were like 8 years old and stuff, and made film. Like there was just never filmmaking was never an option for any kid, really, right in New Zealand. Who would just be like, that wouldn't be a typical dream, or even saying I want to be an actor would not be a typical thing.
Right.
You wouldn't even say you definitely wouldn't say you're going to be a dancer. So you get the shit kicked out of you. So, which has all changed now, which is amazing.
Where did that impulse start? When do you remember where you first started having those inclinations?
Well, I was always into art. So my dad was a painter, my mum was a school teacher, and so she would so I was always into the arts. I was into reading and painting and drawing, and so I was always on that trajectory. And both of my parents kind of pushed me into the direction of art instead of like law or or something that kind of most people typically would want from their kid if they come from an area like that.
Right.
Like, you're going to get out of here, kid, and you're going to go and be a doctor and like take our family now. No, they were like, you're going to go and do one of the most unstable jobs that earns no money. No, you're going to go and be in the arts.
And are your parents, did they run the course? Did they remain married? Did they?
No. So they split when I was maybe 5, I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. And so my dad went back and lived in his area out in the country, and my mum stayed in Wellington.
And you stayed with your mum?
I'd go between both.
You went between?
I spent most of my time with my mother, but I'd go between them. But again, it was the best of both worlds, really. So there's sort of like a city life and a country life at the same time. Yeah.
How far away from Wellington was the village?
Like an 8 or 9 hour drive.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah. It was a long haul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your dad was a painter living in the city?
No, we moved to the city when he was young, and he got he joined a gang and so
a gang?
He started this gang. And
what kind of gang?
Yeah, what was the gang
about? It's a bike gang called the Satan Slaves.
What?
And
Satan Slaves.
Satan Slaves. So he was one of the founding members of the Satan Slaves, which is still going today.
No way.
Yeah, and so he I don't have any photos. But anyway, yeah, so he was doing that, and then she was a school teacher, and they met. And I mean, the weirdest, like, coupling ever. But my dad passed away like 4 years ago.
Oh,
3 years ago? Mm. So, I mean, yeah. But we didn't, like, have a massively close relationship. Mm. But
was Boy inspired by your relationship to your dad, or?
Yeah, and inspired by a lot of people in my family, and a lot of, like the dad characters really made up of parts of my own dad and lots of my uncles and lots of that stuff. And Boy it's not super autobiographical, but it's parts of me in that character. So, I mean, it's a very personal film, but and also we shot in like the house I grew up in out there.
Oh wow!
And like a lot of my family are in the film. So it's shot in that town that I grew up in.
Wow.
And so which was really fun for me. I loved it.
What was it like showing the movie to your father?
Well, I wasn't there when he watched it. He just told me it was good.
Yeah. Were you anxious?
His attitude would have been like, "Oh, thank God he didn't fuck that up and like embarrass us."
Right.
And which is my attitude as well. Like, "Oh, thank God I didn't embarrass my family."
Yeah, of course.
But no, but he was very proud of all the stuff that I did.
But I mean, did he understand that he may have been represented in the film?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And how did he feel about that representation?
It was very like when we were shooting, the family were like, "Oh my God, you're trying to put this moment in the film?" Like, yeah. So that stuff, and but he wasn't like embarrassed or anything.
Right.
I think it was just so interesting to have like a film crew there. It was like quite a novel thing that the community would just come down and like have a look at the film crew, get bored after 5 minutes, and then leave. Yeah. But now they'd be like, "Oh, what are they shooting now?" Yeah. And it was good, like having, because at the time there was like no cell phone coverage there. There was no internet, so everyone. It's like 2009. Everyone come out down into this like really remote part of New Zealand, and basically for 3 months we were down there with prep and everything and shooting, and no one emailed, no one was on their phones, and we just sat there. Yeah, it was amazing. It's the only time I've been on a set actually where you look around and nobody is standing off to the side with their leg on a fucking lighting stand checking their phone and like completely disengaged from what's going on and what you're doing.
Everyone's just present.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. The worst is even if you're acting or if you're making something that you've written that you think is really good and interesting, and you look around and like none of the crew are paying attention, and it's like they just want to be anywhere but hanging out with you. You know? And you're like, holy shit. Like on Wilder People, it was just like, it was one of the happiest like shooting experiences for me, just being out in the mud and the rain, the snow, outside, and like everyone was like freezing and just like supporting each other. It was like the closest I think I could come to being like, you know, in Vietnam. You know, having my buddies in like, in the mud and like you know, like because we were freezing and like constantly just wet.
And you're all miserable together.
Miserable together, but like loving it, being out in, like, in nature and making movies, and it was just. It was really cool. And I remember, like, you know, like, first AD would just, like, without any hesitation, would just lie down in the mud and, like, you know, and just, like, hold on to someone's, like, foot and to stop them from slipping over for the shot or something, you know, and then we'd all go back. We were staying in, what was that place called in Oahu, which was, like a ski lodge place.
Not the Powderhorn.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah,
we stayed there too.
Yeah, and so we'd get back and it was like winter and we'd go down into that bottom area of the pub thing.
Yeah.
And it was like nice and warm and we'd all get in there and we'd have a shower and stuff and like have beer together and it was so cool just and then the next day just get your wet weathers on again and get it back out there. That's the thing I love the most, I think, about filmmaking. Is being with the crew and like making this stuff happen. And then you come back and you're like, and editing is like the loneliest part of it because you're like, now what? How do I fix this shit? And you're like trying to fix everything with like just you and an editor.
Yeah, and you're isolated from the experience. Yeah,
but on set, it's like 30 or 40 people or however many people all trying to figure shit out together, and everyone's got the different skill set, and you know, it's
fucking magic.
Yeah.
I think that's also what I mean, I've been an actor most of my life, but the thing I realized as I became an adult was that the thing I really loved wasn't the acting. It was that. It was being on set with a group of people, all of us creatively aligned towards something and doing whatever it took to get that thing done.
Yeah.
That was the thing that was enjoyable.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. And I think, you know, and yeah, I was thinking about you in like in that situation, like how you guys would have been with your big like fake feet on and like, robes and you're like dressed with you know your ears on and stuff and you sit out in the snow and you're like, you know, like even like so every department, the acting is a department. It's part of that, you know. So like everyone's there, and like I love sometimes just stepping back and like looking at what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
If someone else, like an alien, came down and would look at this swarm of like animals that were huddled together with equipment, and like some of them looked like hobbits, or some of them like vampires, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And the same thing like on Shadows. I remember like trying to direct, and I was like on a wire hanging like, you know, 20 feet off the ground, dressed as like a Mr. Darcy vampire, and trying to, with teeth in and going, no guys, we put the camera over there, and then we did that, and I was like, what am I doing? Just hanging, like is it, like, and then calling down, does this look cool? Like, does this look real? Does this look like I'm flying?
How and when did you meet your wife?
We met on Boy. She was working on Boy.
Oh, wow.
Doing what?
Yeah. She was in production. She was in. I think she was one of the production coordinators. And so but we'd kind of known each other beforehand. We'd hung out a few times. Mm-hmm. But things really took off on that set, man. It was actually quite nice just not go out with an actor.
Yeah. No offense.
Yeah, no, dude.
No, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's
none
like
taken.
I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go with me or someone like me, because it'd be. I just know like how. I don't know. It's
Well, you
Somebody
also
who's
don't want the conversation to be about the same
totally.
field. You know, I mean, my girlfriend works in the industry, and so we have that shorthand, and we can talk about work, but it's not. I'm not talking about being an actor. I'm not talking about fuck all that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have those conversations.
Totally.
And I'm not interested in anyone telling me about their audition either. Like, I don't want to know that. It's not interesting
So
to me.
true.
So,
Yeah.
You want to be able to have like some kind of connection to the same industry and a passion for it, but then have interests outside of that
For sure.
that you also share.
For sure. But again, I think the lifestyle is almost more important. I think the compatibility of the lifestyles, or the ability to get those lifestyles together on the same page.
To understand the fact that you're going to be traveling
and the long hours, and then also like when you're working, you're kind of every other part of your life disappears for that period of time, and you have to be with people that understand, you know, that.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Oh man, and it's like, but even with that, even if you're both in the industry and you understand, it's still so taxing on any regard, if it's romantic or any relationship.
Well, and also you just at the end of the day on a shoot, you have nothing left to give.
Oh, for sure.
For me, it's like, just saying driving. I order a Domino's pizza in the car so that it's home waiting for me, and that's all I can do is eat some pizza and go to sleep. I can't have a conversation about anything.
Oh no, it's really hard. Like totally, and I'll be like that. That I'm like talking and making decisions all day long, and then
you just
go
want to
home.
check
all
out.
All I want to do
home.
is just either like sit in complete silence with like a glass of whiskey, and just stare into space, and then decompress and then go to sleep, or like sit at a bar with a glass of whiskey and stare into space, or and often you'll want to go. If you want to hang out with people, it's usually going to be people from work. Let's go talk about the crazy shit we got up to today.
Yeah. Do you bring?
Because it's actually hard to go. And to go to a dinner where you've just gone through all of this shit and you're like, oh, what are we talking about? Horses?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So you become like this weird zombie who's like, because I've sort of I think come across as quite antisocial at the end of the day for good reason, because I just exactly
because you're antisocial at the end of the day.
Left, and I'm antisocial.
Well, part of it too is like you can't talk about the day to people that weren't there, because you can't contextualize what you've just been through.
That's right.
They won't understand it.
Yes.
So that's off limits, because you'd have to do too much work to get them up to speed. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And how do you deal with that as a father?
Well, I, as much as possible, try and have my kids on set. So, and I like if other people have kids, I encourage them to bring their kids. Because I think it's hard enough not getting to see them. At least if they're around and they're around people. And I think also sets are really great.
So fun for kids.
It's fun for kids.
I try to bring my daughter
when they they get to wander around with, glasses of orange juice next to like circuitry and cables and giant electrical boxes and stuff. And then sets are so dangerous. Literally a fucking just a spaghetti death trap of like dangerous things all stuck together and wired together. I mean, the amount of times I trip over dangerous shit on sets.
Yeah.
Imagine what it was like for a kid holding a drink.
Yeah.
It's but it should be kid. Maybe I'll just make kid zones. But I love it because I think that it's one of the few jobs where it's like a perfect balance of it's like a little macro view of society where you've got all different personalities and different skill sets. Doesn't matter physically what you're like, there's a job for you in film.
Yeah.
If you're strong, if you're got good, if you're good at listening, if you're into sound, if you're into visuals, if you want to move stuff and do construction, if you want to there's something for everyone. If you're into art, if you're into, and so I like having them around all of that energy and around all those creative people, because they get to see, holy shit, there's just so many things going on, and
people
that
working really hard.
And then when they get to see, like the set dressers or art department come in and turn a teacup.
Yeah.
Before they all move something on the table like a candle, and all that stuff, and they can see the attention to detail and how everyone actually just takes pride in what they do and is obsessed by just making everything just perfect.
Yeah.
For someone to go and stick it on a rectangle.
Yeah.
And then you break it all and then move on.
Yeah.
This was always fascinating thing. It's like you make all these beautiful sets and then you just tear it all down.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like
It is a little
many
heartbreaking.
moments of heartbreak when I see these beautiful sets.
Yeah.
And especially like if you like a big interior of a house and like this is better than any house I've lived in, and we're going to just now burn it. At the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your kind of gateway? Did you have a gateway film? When did you discover horror? I know we read this quote that you said horror is the only genre that you'll like rush out to the theater to see. And
I said that?
You did. There's a record of it.
What the fuck is wrong with me? It's funny. I said that?
You did.
It's a weird thing for me to say. I mean, I love horror films.
Yeah.
But I'm not like you or Edgar or someone who that fucking like knows every single like title and like has seen everything and is like an Argento fanatic. But I mean, yeah, I like horror. I think my favorite is The Thing.
Yeah, man.
It's one of my favorites too. Yeah.
And I think just because there's a fucking level of humor to it. I mean, my favorite ones I think of horrors where there's like you can tell there's like they're having fun, but also there's. And not like jokes, and not stupid jokes, but like there's just like a lightness to some of the moments. Like in The Thing with like Kurt Russell, when he comes into the snow plow and he's sitting there and he's sitting in there drinking, or he's sitting there and he gets in, I can't remember, and the other character's like, I think that thing's an alien. And he just goes, oh, come on, man. I just want to go back to my cabin and drink. He's like, anyone else would be like, what are you talking about, an alien? He's like, ugh, I'm too tired for this shit.
If you mic an audience in a comedy and you take out the audio of the film and you mic an audience in a horror film, they sound identical. Wouldn't you say?
Right. Yeah.
Screaming, laughing.
Yeah. Noise, making noise, and interacting with that. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I think that my gateway into that. So I'd say we only had 2 TV channels in the 80s in New Zealand.
And it was better.
I think we got our 3rd channel in like 1990 or something.
Wow.
And so there was Sunday Night Horrors, which is like a Sunday Night Horror, which is all sorts of just different tacky, like cheap horrors that they could find to put on TV on Sunday night. So we'd watch those, a lot of like the old like Hammer horrors and like a lot of Lugosi and Dracula. Like there's always like those classic kind of things. You wouldn't see something like Suspiria or Don't Look Now. You wouldn't see any of those things on TV.
You're seeing library titles, basically.
Yeah. And but there were things that stuck with me just as a kid that freaked the fuck out of me, and I think it was really the idea, like Body Snatchers was like an idea for a kid that your parents might be just
May not be your
turn and
parents
not be your
anymore.
parents anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking freaky idea, and that there's something that you take to bed with you and like just will torment you.
Yeah.
Like those ideas, like concepts that like as a kid, the idea of Dracula floating around, it was not as scary because it's like, there's one guy, it's just one monster, and he's probably in Europe. So like for me, that wasn't as scary as the concept of like War of the Worlds. Yeah. But there's a lot of those films that feel like they feel totally hopeless at the end.
Yes.
And there's a kind like the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Yeah. So many of those films, it's true, are about doom and hopelessness and sort of like hanging on to some semblance of hope and humanity despite the knowledge that there is no possibility of
The inevitability of
like the
death in the
inevitability.
void.
Yeah, and that's I wonder what do you think? What's appealing about that experience? Because on its face, you'd think, wow, why would anyone want to subject to themselves for 2 hours?
I think more than just the thrill of having a jump or like, your heart rate elevating. Maybe it's just you become so engaged, and it's life or death stakes, and so which is a very simple thing for any audience to understand, right? So, you don't have to be able to relate with like the daughter of the leader of the drug cartel in Colombia, to have to kind of like, you'd have to reach as far, where you're like, oh, okay, so she's a rich woman who's taken this black athlete and now he lives with her and like this is like, it's, this fucking dude's about to die.
Right.
I don't want to die. I'm now in his shoes. That's it. It's like it's simple. It doesn't matter what background you're from. People don't want to die. and so it's why action films are so like it's like they're so popular is because people. It's less about cool stunts. It's people like I don't want to die. It's like they know every single person has thought about that, whereas not every single person has put themselves in Sandra Bullock's shoes. And
right.
Do you mean the wish fulfillment of watching people survive extreme physical situations with action?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's because it's such a simple,
Primal thing.
simple primal thing.
But in horror, typically it's about how you can't escape death. It's the exact opposite experience.
Yeah, that's right. And I think maybe there's a. Is there something to do with knowing? Because in a lot of horrors, what's going to know that everyone's going to die,
doomed,
or that it is doomed. And is there some part of us, and I don't know, is there some part of us that is attracted to that because we want to? Maybe we do want to die. Maybe we do want to be controlled, or or. I don't know, I think with Body Snatchers, for me, it was just this idea of losing control. And maybe that's it as well. It's part of it's like, none of us want to lose control. And when you watch a horror, you don't have any control over it. You can't control anything. The only thing you can have control over is closing your eyes. And so, I don't know, maybe it's that.
How old were you when you saw Body Snatchers?
I mean, I would have been... I don't know, 9, 10,
Got
something.
It
would have been. I was a kid. I was a child.
Yeah.
But then also, like, around that time, people it was the first VCRs were hitting New Zealand, so people started watching videos. And my parents, now I think about it, well, my mum and her boyfriend were probably in their 30s. So we would go to dinner parties and stuff like that, and someone would bring out Class of '84. Or something, and put on that, and you kids aren't allowed, or Nightmare on Elm Street was when that came out.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, all of my parents and their friends watching it, and us trying to, and they're like, get the fuck out of here! This is too scary for you. And then, which made you want to watch it even more.
Of course, yeah.
And so, and then I remember watching it and thinking, holy shit, this is we've just entered a new phase of horror. What I thought was scary is
Yep.
Yeah, because it was you can't beat the monster. No, you'll never win. That's I realized that early on, and Nightmare on Elm Street was he's not dead. He's never gonna die. You can't kill a demon. And yeah.
Well, you've talked a lot today about impermanence.
That's my permanent thing. I'm always doing that.
Well, I mean, I'm a child of divorce as well. I was 2 when my parents split up, and I often trace back my own attraction to horror to that trauma of having the things that you think are stable shattered at such a young age. In a strange way, there's something comforting about seeing that you're not alone with that experience, and you've talked about you know, the idea, I mean, I think if I understood you correctly, that, you know, you were bouncing back and forth between households when you were a kid. Now your lifestyle requires you to bounce from world to world to world, and and how you're trying to keep your kids feeling some consistency through that. And then, you know, lo and behold, the first horror film that got under your skin was about impermanence, was about people being swapped out abruptly. You know? So it's, it seems like that is a thing.
Well, that's why, you know, like, people are still attracted to those things. Like, what's the one that was, again, Sandra Bullock? Why am I on a Sandra Bullock?
You love her.
I do love her. But what's the one on Netflix?
Bird Box.
Yeah, Bird Box.
No spoilers. Haven't seen it yet.
Right, but it is basically, it's a version of Body Snatchers, you know. Yeah. And so, but yeah, but to go back to the impermanence thing, I think you're right in that I'm attracted to, like, deeply attracted to disruptive forces in my life, or like chaos, or big changes, or and that's why I think with film it's like there's no stability.
Right.
You know, like, I feel very stable in this tumultuous environment where it's like you're always on edge, you're always stressed, everything could fall over at any minute, and you're doing a job that is so ludicrous and so, like, if you just sit back and look at what we do,
It's absurd.
It's so absurd, and people are like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to do that for a job? You go to work and you don't know if it's going to be good at the end either.
Yeah.
No, you're going to spend 2 years on this thing, and it could be terrible, and then you won't have a career. Like, why? It's like Russian roulette with art.
Yeah.
And so,
it's so interesting.
so I think, but that danger is as close to kind of being an adrenaline junkie as I think I will get.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put my body in physical harm, but I could put my emotions and my creative spirit and my brain and, I guess to some degree my body, and that stress will fucking deteriorate your body faster than anything. Like, you know, you put yourself in that firing line all the time.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is like being in a horror film. Like, it's like I love the thrill of being on set, but I'm constantly I'm in the horror film. Like, I'm like, wow, how the fuck do I get into this? There's no control. No one knows anything. And like, so maybe that, you know, there's some part of that, I think, with horror, is like not being in control. Nothing is permanent, and looking for just constant chaos.
Speaking to that, what was the experience like moving from what was a relatively controllable element, which was your own material in New Zealand with people that you knew, to working on Thor?
Yeah.
Which was a studio outside of your comfort zone for the first time. Like, I'm so fascinated by that.
It was actually like, I think it would have been worse if I'd done smaller progression. Like, but to go from like the tiny thing to the biggest thing possible, with so many people and all of those decisions to make, I felt like, well, what better way to like nosedive and like explode my career than like going straight to that and then fucking this up on a grand scale. Like, got nothing left to lose in that situation.
Right.
And it's such a scary transition that it kind of cancelled out my fear. And I was like, well, what more can I do? I'm stuck doing this. I'm like, I can't pull out. I think I'm just going to do it. And before I did it, I had no context, I had no real way of knowing how to approach one of these films. I went and saw Peter in Wellington, and I was like, hey man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, how do you do one of these big movies? And he was great, and he sort of said a similar, he said that, he was like, no, it never changes, you know, after all these years. He goes, I still go to work, like, going, I just need to get the day. I need to complete that call sheet. So, like, you know, so that everyone, like, is on the same page and everyone believes that we can do it. And, you know, and I talked to another friend, like, another director who was like, similar thing, said, if you just make the day, they'll leave you alone. It's like as simple as that.
That's really good advice. And, it's funny.
It's because then you're under budget, you're not over time.
Right.
You know, it's not costing shitloads of money, you know, for you to do this thing. They already trust you, which is why you got the job, but like, just don't give them reason to not trust you. Because then it'll get taken away from you. Or then they'll start coming in and controlling. And
then there's
they'll start
micromanaging.
changing. Yeah. But if you keep everyone relaxed, then you're kind of good.
Yeah. Hello.
This is Shanice.
Hi.
Thanks, love. Cheers.
You sent her to Jones on 3rd for scrambled eggs
one
on
just
rye
down
bread. Well, there's one right here. I was going to
There's
say.
one of everything.
Next to Kit Craft.
Okay.
There's one
Dude,
of
that
everything
little
in Studio
street-
City.
Got
man.
it. That's a long way for eggs
street
on toast.
changed so much because I grew up in the Valley, like Studio City, Valley Village kind of area, and used to go to Kit Craft all the time for like models and cool toys and shit.
amazing.
It's an awesome store, cool resource. It had been years since I've been to this area, and then went there for a meeting, and I was like, "What the? There's a fucking Jones on."
There's a Jones on
It's like,
It's actually great for me because I don't have to go into the fucking
yeah,
city. It's all on one.
that
fucking
must be a
street.
relief, actually,
Yeah.
to not have to get into
Then
the
I'm
heart
like,
of the city.
like, oh, I see what's happened. I've become one of those people that I said I'd never become. I just live over the hill now, and put my kid into the school, and then I just go down to Trader Joe's, and I come back and sit up here and wait for people to visit me.
We ask every guest on this show what scares you now as at this place in your life.
What am I scared of? I'm scared of not being able to keep creating stuff. Because I feel like that's my happiest place is when I'm making things or when I'm working. And I don't particularly care about how much I'm making. But I particularly care about what I'm making.
Yep.
And who I'm making it with, and if I'm making something. And so that's why I'm always like, I'm looking for interesting projects. So I want to be involved in interesting projects, and that, for me, is, and it's, I guess, a bit of ego as well. It's like I want to, like, my name on cool shit. You know, like I want like a cool box set of like stuff.
That's a pretty damn cool goal, man.
That is a cool
I
one.
just
Or a
want
retrospective.
shit. Yeah, I want things
Yeah.
that like, and not that I think I'm like fucking,
but that's
going to be a national treasure like Ozu or Kurosawa, but I want to be able to like leave
A body of work.
a cool body of work that's very different. And so far, all the things that I've been involved in, I'm actually pretty proud of. Like I don't.
Do you feel like you're there? If you got hit by a bus tomorrow, is the box set ready to go?
If I just finished this in March, this film, then I feel. I don't want to leave an unmade film behind.
The other
I've seen
side of the
what
wind.
happens when people get those things, get their hands on them. They go, "This is the film he wanted you to see." You're like, "This is terrible." I've had this struggle with all of my films, is this balance of comedy with the drama and the heavier stuff, and trying to find, which is what I'm in the middle of right now, is just finding that tonal balance.
Yeah.
And when I get it, then it'll be one of my films. Yeah, it'll be one of my films.
Would you
I
ever
think
make
that's one of my other fears, is actually making a bad film.
Yeah.
It's actually one thing that keeps me up at night.
Sure.
As a fear, is like making something terrible
Yes.
and not knowing that I'm making something bad. Not being able to step back and go, this actually might be unsavable. You know, like, because most of us want to believe our own myth that we create around ourselves, especially as a filmmaker, when you get a lot of attention, that you have some sort of like genius auteur who like knows everything and can't make a bad film.
Yeah.
We can all make
Absolutely.
bad films.
Of course.
I'm convinced every time.
But that's a good fear to have.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's your,
And that
it's your
is actually
internal
the-
checks and balances.
Yeah, and that's, I think, why I was like, why I felt good about doing this film, is that on every film, every project I've gone into, if I feel like this could be the end of my career, then actually it's been a really good experience. It's like a fear going in, like, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, and that it's such a, you know, like going to Thor, I was like, this is the most unexpected move, not only for other people who've seen my work, but also for me. Like, I would never have expected myself to do this. And it's like, you know, like they talk about fitness with like shocking the body all the time with different exercises, and it's like, one day you're doing weights, and then the next day you're doing like, jiu-jitsu, and like the body like has to keep reacting all the time and freaking out, and then it gets gets stronger and fitter because of that. But it's the same with it, like it's like, Thor. Now what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to do a comedy about Nazis. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that no one expects, least of all me.
Well, do you have any questions for us?
Well, who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing in my house?
I don't know. He doesn't want to talk about horror.
I don't want to talk about horror. Get out!
I'm outie.
It's over it. I'm blowing it. Turn my mic off, dude.
Well, man, thank you
It was
so
so
much.
good to see you.
Yeah,
That's
this was
so good.
fun.
It was the most relaxing. I keep forgetting I was wearing a microphone.
Yeah, good. That's the idea.
That's the
idea.
That is the
Yeah,
idea.
we don't want it to feel like an interview. It's just chatting,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now what?
I guess now
take
we
this
just
off.
leave. I think you have to sign something.
Good luck.
Just had two things for you to sign: the location release and appearance release. Thank you.
Evelyn, where do I sign this?
This house is so cool. Yeah, man. I just love these like crazy mid-century houses in Los Angeles. They're so fun.
Little like weird put down there.
There was someone who came.
That thing's awesome. Is that a massager?
You know what
Dude, it's amazing.
Oh,
Hyperbolt. It
yeah.
rules.
I have one called the Thumper.
Oh, you do?
It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Jesus.
I gotta get one of those
Oh,
things.
my God. All right, are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, dude.
You too.
Dude, it's good to see you. Yeah, take care.
Cheers, man.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
Bye.
you so much
Thanks,
for
everybody.
hosting us at your house. Cool.
Thanks, guys.
We got everything signed.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we are super excited for our episode with Mike Flanagan, director of the recent Netflix series Haunting of Hill House. We met him on the Warner Brothers lot where he is currently editing Dr. Sleep, based on Stephen King's sequel to The Shining.
This has been Visitations. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen so that you never miss an episode. Visitations is a Shudder original podcast. Download the app or visit shudder.com to start your free 7-day trial.